Okay, Ray Rose here, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about U.S. savings bonds, an investment strategy or a scam, a U.S. government-sanctioned scam. Here's what it boils down to. In 2002, my parents, like a lot of your parents out there, a lot of your parents from that generation are actually buying bonds, U.S. bonds, because they feel it's patriotic and that it's very safe and secure. But here's the reality, okay? My parents bought in 2002 a $1,000 U.S. savings bonds. Now, they paid $500 for that bond. Now, 8 years later, I just sold that yesterday for $657. Minus the $500, so I made $157 on their initial investment. Well, you divide that by 8 years, and you come up with a number of $19.63 per year. That's $19.63 per year, 63 cents per year, or a 3.9% increase in value over the course of that 8 years. That doesn't sound bad, does it? 3.9%? Well, here, let's take that 3.9% minus inflation, which is at 3.2% over that course of that thing, and you actually have a 0.7% increase in value. Now, that, again, you're not too bad off if you're at 0.7% increase in value. I mean, no, it's not even like savings. Savings are 1.8, 1.9, but it's still increased in value, and it's safe and secure, right? U.S. We're patriotic. We love our country. However, that's not what the part of the scam is. Here's where the scam comes in. When you take this 657, now that's $157 increase in the net value. What they do, you have to actually go in and you have to take these things and get them redone, or have to cash them in at either a bank or stock brokerage or someplace that's going to turn a 1099 in on you. A 1099. So this $157 quote increase, which by the way is really after you look at the inflation, is really a $28.17 increase in value, in purchasing value. So you've actually made $157, but you really haven't. You only made $28 in actual purchasing value. They're going to turn a 1099 in, 1099, and that 1099 is going to be on the $157. That's right, $157, 1099. Let's suppose that you are in the 25% tax bracket. So if you are in the 25% tax bracket, you're going to actually have a $39.25 tax on your $28 increase in profit, or increase in value. Okay, so now, wait a minute. You have $39 in tax on $28 in increase in value. That sounds to me like you are $11.08 underwater. That's right. You just lost $11.08 for being patriotic, for giving the U.S. government your money to use for 8 years. They in turn turn around and say, well, you know, that's great, but we're going to tax you on the full increase in the value, not the actual increase in value, not after inflation. They're not going to tax you after inflation. They're going to tax you before inflation, thereby gaining the maximum amount for them and losing the maximum amount for you. Now, why in the world would anybody invest in something where they're going to spend $500 of your hard-earned money, you're going to have an increase, a paper increase, and then after they 1099 you, and they take out the inflation, you're going to end up with a negative amount. So my question is, why would you invest in stocks and bonds? Why not invest in some hard assets, something that are real, something that actually has potential, like bullion coins or collectible coins or something along that line, something that actually has intrinsic value that will eventually make you some real money, where this, obviously, and this has been historic. If you go back 25 years, the numbers are way worse than this. This is actually not a horrible scenario compared to what it has been historically. Historically, this is just, when I say government scam, let me tell you something. Look for it yourself. It's a government scam, not a good investment. Thank you very much. Ray Rose.